The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has denied the final permit for the Dakota Access Pipeline. This decision leaves the camp in a state of limbo. What's the biggest issue facing North Dakota today, and how will you deal with it as governor? Donald Trump would win on the first ballot. We are now going to go live as Donald Trump enters the room. Demonstrators have shut down the Dakota Access Pipeline. 2 people attached themselves to heavy machinery, and another was arrested in the early morning. This bill would make it illegal to put on a mask and walk down the street, or to conceal your identity on public property with masks like this when it's not Halloween. No Sued Nation has accepted the money, which has swelled to more than $1 billion. One man is dead after trying to break into a home about 2 miles from Rolla. If you'd still like to donate, there's plenty of time left. You can go to bravetheshave.coop. Now I'm going to hand my microphone over to Dakota Dan. Police shut down Highway 6 for several hours as protesters take their fight directly to Dakota Access.
The pipeline is getting too close, and we don't need it that close to where the boundary's at. Enough was enough.
2 people attached themselves to heavy machinery, and another was arrested in the early morning for protesting at a Dakota Access Pipeline site south of Mandan. One of the attached protesters was immediately arrested. Dale American Horse Jr. was stuck so tight in a pipe wrapped with tar and chicken wire, he remained for several hours.
Yeah, this is not a non-violent action. You know, we came here to disrupt, which we are. We're still in the process.
You have to move 100 yards down to your work area.
Police had to move protesters away from the backhoe. Some refused and were arrested in the process.
This is just another example of the way those in power use police presence and police force to oppress people who, again, are already marginalized and fighting to protect our planet.
Of the 8 arrested, 6 were from out of state.
All these other individuals that don't live here, work here, are going to go home and go to different locations. But we're still here trying to be neighbors and making sure that our relationships are not damaged in this.
American Horse of the Rosebud Sioux tribe in South Dakota was finally removed from the excavator in the early afternoon.
Feeling pretty sad at the state of North Dakota for defending the oil companies and oppressing the people.
As soon as he was loaded in a police car, work on the Dakota Access Pipeline resumed. Dr. Tim Passengro has been braving the shave for several years. He and his team, Pansy's Peeps, go all out in preparation.
Can't wait to see it.
This isn't Glance Salon's normal clientele.
I mean, I've got all these conservative types.
And it's definitely not their usual styles.
Most people don't do this on a normal basis.
After a shampoo and a bleach,
Are you going to cut any of it yet or not?
dozens get their hair dyed to be one of Pansy's Peeps, possibly the most colorful Brave the Shave team. In the end, the dye won't matter because all their heads will look like mine anyway after they get shaved at the Brave the Shave main event.
I think cancer touches everybody. I mean, I've had family members, I've had good friends that have died from cancer. I'm a doc. I've had patients that have had cancer. Some, unfortunately, have passed away.
The more that we can do even in our small community to give back and help that cause is a great cause in my mind.
Pansy's Peeps include people from all walks of life looking to do their part.
It makes me feel great. I've never thought that I could do so much in just one day.
He likes to help people, make people feel better, and he always likes to get together and have fun. Is this fun?
These Peeps hope to turn crazy colors into lots of green.
Holy cow.
And raise more than $35,000. Pansy's Peeps are in a friendly competition with Team Boulder Dash to see who can be the top team fundraiser. To donate to either team, you can go to bravetheshave.coop or follow the link from this story on yournewsleader.com.
The Evening Report Sunday starts right now.
Good afternoon. Some breaking news for you. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has denied the final permit for the Dakota Access Pipeline. This led to cheers and victory dances at the Osheti-Shikoan camp in southern Morton County. The Secretary of the Army Corps of Engineers on Sunday told the Standing Rock Sioux chairman that the current route for the controversial Dakota Access Pipeline will be denied. The Standing Rock Sioux tribe and environmental activists have been demonstrating against the four-state oil pipeline, which is about 85% constructed. They claim the pipeline construction could pollute nearby water sources and destroy sacred sites. Proponents say the pipeline will provide jobs and pump money into our economy. The Army Corps of Engineers decision comes after months of prayer marches and clashes between protesters and law enforcement. The Obama administration had asked the company behind the project, Energy Transfer Partners, to voluntarily stop construction, but the requests had been ignored. Meanwhile, this morning, police leading with the Dakota Access Pipeline protest delivered a message of de-escalation to their officers during a morning briefing. Sheriff Paul Laney, who had been assisting Morton County during the protests, told law enforcement about the plans to leave the Backwater Bridge by 4 o'clock this afternoon. The bridge has been the site of several confrontations between officers and protesters. Police say they'll back up if protesters stay south of the bridge, except for prearranged meetings with Morton County. Protesters also may not remove barriers or wires or move north of the bridge. Laney also reiterated that officers will not raid the camp. Carson Wentz in action this week to keep the Eagles in the playoff hunt. NBC North Dakota Sports' Clayton Collier joins us with an early look at how he did. At least 30 people have been confirmed dead in a massive blaze at a warehouse in Oakland. The fire broke out in the warehouse during an electronic dance party on Friday night. Officials say only 20% of the building has been searched, and they expect the number of lives lost to increase. Officials say it could take weeks to identify the victims, so they're asking the victims' families for help. The cause of the fire remains unknown. Many people take a full stomach for granted, while some Americans struggle to provide food for their families. For those that need it, food pantries have an invaluable role in covering their table. But in the wake of Thanksgiving, how are food pantries coping? John Salling has the story. A Salvation Army bell ringer in Mississippi has broken the world record by standing and ringing those iconic jingle bells for 151 hours straight. Jamie Richardson stood outside this 24-hour Walmart in Biloxi, Mississippi for a week straight, rain or shine, collecting money. That meant no sleep for 7 days. At times, the rain was so bad, Richardson stood inside a tent and continued ringing even when nobody was there. He broke the record early Sunday morning and credited the kindness of people who donated for giving him the strength to keep going. It's finally time for ski trails to open around Bismarck. Cross-country skiers, skate skiers, and snowshoers flock to trails like the one at the Riverwood Golf Course to have a fun weekend. The courses are open for the first time this season, now that the snow has finally come. All right, so now it's time to take a look at how the weather holds. So we'll send it over to Emily Hillman in the First Warn Weather Center. Emily, how's it looking out there? Temperatures just keep getting lower and lower.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a trend.
Oh, goodness. Well, thank you so much, Emily. Coming up, the world's oldest survivor of the attack on Pearl Harbor returns to Hawaii. Keep it here.